The Communist Party of India or Cpi-M. Hindi, AAAAA currency, a yen euro, a currency, AAN AAN AAAAN a currency, YAAAA yen a currency, a yen euro, Bhārat ka Kamyunisṭ to the first Pārṭī. The first is a communist party in India. The party emerged from a split from the Communist Party of India in 1964. The strength of Cpi-M is concentrated in the states of Kerala, West Bengal and Tripura. As of 2013, Cpi-M is leading the state government in Tripura. It also leads the Left Front coalition of leftist parties. As of 2009, Cpi-M claimed to have 1,042,287 members. History, formation of Cpi-M emerged from a division within the Communist Party of India. The undivided Cpi had experienced a period of upsurge during the years following the Second World War. The Cpi led armed rebellions in Telangana, Tripura and Kerala. However, it soon abandoned the strategy of armed revolution in favor of working within the parliamentary framework. In 1950, B.T. Rainadev, the Cpi General Secretary and a prominent representative of the radical sector inside the party, was demoted on grounds of left adventurism. Under the government of the Indian National Congress Party of Jawaharlal Nehru, independent India developed close relations and a strategic partnership with the Soviet Union. The Soviet government consequently wished that the Indian Communists moderate their criticism towards the Indian state and assume a supportive role towards the Congress governments. However, large sections of the Cpi claimed that India remained a semi-feudal country, and that class struggle could not be put on the back burner for the sake of guarding the interests of Soviet trade and foreign policy. Moreover, the Indian National Congress appeared to be generally hostile towards political competition. In 1959, the central government intervened to impose President's rule in Kerala, toppling the EMS Namboodiripad cabinet. Simultaneously, the relations between the Communist Party of the Soviet Union and the Communist Party of China soured. In the early 1960s, the Communist Party of China began criticizing the CPSU of turning revisionist and of deviating from the path of Marxism-Leninism. Sino-Indian relations also deteriorated, as border disputes between the two countries erupted into the Sino-Indian War of 1962. During the war with China, a faction of the Indian Communists backed the position of the Indian government, while other sections of the party claimed that it was a conflict between a socialist and a capitalist state. The basis of difference in opinion between the two factions in Cpi was ideological about the assessment of Indian scenario and the development of a party program. This difference in opinion was also a reflection of a similar difference at international level on ideology between the Soviet and Chinese parties. The alleged right wing inside the party followed the Soviet path and put forward the idea of joining hands with the then ruling party, Indian National Congress. Whereas, the faction of Cpi which later became Cpi-M, referred this as a revisionist approach of class collaboration. It was this ideological difference which later intensified, coupled with the Soviet-Chinese split at the international level, and ultimately gave birth to Cpi-M. Hundreds of Cpi leaders, accused of being pro-Chinese, were imprisoned. Thousands of communists were detained without trial. Those targeted by the state accused the pro-Soviet leadership of the Cpi of conspiring with the Congress government to ensure their own hegemony over the control of the party. In 1962, Ajoy Ghosh, the General Secretary of the Cpi, died. After his death, S.A. Dang was installed as the party chairman and EMS Namboodiripad as General Secretary. This was an attempt to achieve a compromise. Dang represented the rightist faction of the party and EMS. The leftist faction. At a Cpi National Council meeting held on April 11, 1964, 32 council members walked out in protest, accusing Dang and his followers of anti-unity and anti-communist policies. The leftist section, to which the 32 National Council members belonged, organized a convention in Tenali, Andhra Pradesh 7 to July 11. In this convention the issues of the internal disputes in the party were discussed. 146 delegates, claiming to represent 100,000 Cpi members, took part in the proceedings. The convention decided to convene the 7th Party Congress of CPI in Calcutta later the same year. Marking a difference from the Dangite sector of CPI, the Tinali Convention was marked by the display of a large portrait of the Chinese Communist leader Mao Zedong. At the Tinali Convention, a Bengal-based pro-Chinese group, representing one of the most radical streams of the CPI left wing, presented a draft program proposal of their own. These radicals criticized the draft program proposal prepared by M. Basavapanya for undermining class struggle and failing to take a clear pro-Chinese position in the ideological conflict between the CPSU and CPC. After the Tinali Convention, the CPI left-wing organized party district and state conferences. In West Bengal, a few of these meetings became battlegrounds between the most radical elements and the more moderate leadership. At the Calcutta Party District Conference, an alternative draft program was presented to the leadership by Parimal Dasgupta. Another alternative proposal was brought forward to the Calcutta Party District Conference by Azul Haq, but Haq was initially banned from presenting it by the conference organizers. At the Calcutta Party District Conference, 42 delegates opposed M. Basavapanya's official draft program proposal. At the Siliguri Party District Conference, the main draft proposal for a party program was accepted, but with some additional points suggested by the far-left North Bengal cadre Charu Majumdar. However, Harikrishna Kona forbade the raising of the slogan Mao Tse Tung Zindabad at the conference. Parimal Dasgupta's document was also presented to the leadership at the West Bengal State Conference of the CPI left wing. Dasgupta and a few others spoke at the conference, demanding the party ought to adopt the class analysis of the Indian state of the 1951 CPI conference. His proposal was, however, voted down. The Calcutta Congress was held between October 31 and November 7, at Tyagaraja Hall in southern Calcutta. Simultaneously, the Dang Group convened a party congress of CPI in Bombay. Thus, the CPI divided into two separate parties. The group which assembled in Calcutta would later adopt the name Kamyunisṭ Pārṭī of India, to differentiate themselves from the Dang Group. The Cpi-M also adopted its own political program. P. Sundaraju was elected General Secretary of the party. In total, 422 delegates took part in the Calcutta Congress. Cpi-M claimed that they represented 104,421 CPI members, 60% of the total party membership. At the Calcutta Conference, the party adopted a class analysis of the character of the Indian state, that claimed the Indian big bourgeoisie was increasingly collaborating with imperialism. Parimal Dasgupta's alternative draft program was not circulated at the Calcutta Conference. However, Suren Basu, a delegate from the far-left stronghold Darjeeling, spoke at the conference asking why no portrait had been raised of Mao Tse Tung along the portraits of other communist stalwarts. His intervention met with huge applauses from the delegates of the conference. Name, Cpi-M, is officially known as AAAAA currency, a yen euro a currency, AAN yen a currency, YAAAA yen a currency, R yen euro, AAAA yen a currency, a yen AAAA yen euro, Bharat ki Kamyunisṭ Pārṭī Mārksvādī, in Hindi, but it is often known as AAAA yen a currency, a yen AAAA yen euro a currency, AAN AAAA yen. A currency, YAAA yen a currency, R yen euro in press and media circles. During its initial years after the split, the party was often referred by different names such as Left Communist Party or Communist Party of India. The party has used the name Left because CPI people were dubbed as rightist in nature for their support to Congress Nehru regime. During Kerala Legislative Assembly elections of 1965, the party has adopted the name Comyunisṭ Pārṭī of India to obtain its election symbol from the Election Commission of India. Early years of CPI, the CPI was born into a hostile political climate. At the time of the holding of its Calcutta Congress, large sections of its leaders and cadres were jailed without trial. Again on December 30, over 1,000 CPI cadres were arrested and detained, and held in jail without trial. In 1965 new waves of arrests of Cpi-M cadres took place in West Bengal, as the party launched agitations against the rise in fares in the Calcutta tramways and against the then prevailing food crisis. Statewide general strikes and hartals were observed on August 5, 1965, March 11, 1966 and April 6, 1966. The March 1966 general strike results in several deaths and confrontations with police forces. Also in Kerala, mass arrests of Cpi-M cadres were carried out during 1965. In Bihar, the party called for a ban in Patna on August 9, 1965 in protest against the Congress state government. During the strike, police resorted to violent actions against the organizers of the strike. The strike was followed by agitations in other parts of the state. P. Sundararaja, after being released from jail, spent the period of September 1965 February 1966 in Moscow for medical treatment. In Moscow he also held talks with the CPSU. The Central Committee of Cpi-M held its first meeting on June 19, 1966. The reason for delaying the holding of a regular CC meeting was the fact that several of the persons elected as CC members at the Calcutta Congress were jailed at the time. A CC meeting had been scheduled to have been held in Tripura during the last days of 1964, but had been cancelled due to the wave of arrests against the party. The meeting discussed tactics for electoral alliances, and concluded that the party should seek to form a broad electoral alliances with all non-reactionary opposition parties in West Bengal. This decision was strongly criticized by the Communist Party of China, the Party of Labour of Albania, the Communist Party of New Zealand and the radicals within the party itself. The line was changed at a National Council meeting in Julunda in October 1966, where it was decided that the party should only form alliances with selected left parties. Naxalbari Uprising. At this point the party stood at crossroads. There were radical sections of the party who were wary of the increasing parliamentary focus of the party leadership, especially after the electoral victories in West Bengal and Kerala. Developments in China also affected the situation inside of the party. In West Bengal two separate internal dissident tendencies emerged, which both could be identified as supporting the Chinese line. In 1967 a peasant uprising broke out in Naxalbari, in northern West Bengal. The insurgency was led by hardline district-level Cpi-M leaders Cheru Majumdar and Kanu Sainil. The hardliners within Cpi-M saw the Naxalbari Uprising as the spark that would ignite the Indian Revolution. The Communist Party of China hailed the Naxalbari movement, causing an abrupt break in Cpi-M CPC relations. The Naxalbari movement was violently repressed by the West Bengal government, of which Cpi-M was a major partner. Within the party, the hardliners rallied around an All-India Coordination Committee of Communist Revolutionaries. Following the 1968 Burdwan plenum of Cpi-M, the AICCCR separated themselves from Cpi-M. This split divided the party throughout the country. But notably in West Bengal, which was the center of the violent radicalist stream, no prominent leading figure left the party. The party and the Naxalites were soon to get into a bloody feud. In Andhra Pradesh another revolt was taking place. There the pro-Naxalbari dissidents had not established any presence. But in the party organization there were many veterans from the Telangana armed struggle, who rallied against the central party leadership. In Andhra Pradesh the radicals had a strong base even amongst the state-level leadership. The main leader of the radical tendency was T. Nagi Reddy, a member of the state legislative assembly. On June 15, 1968 the leaders of the radical tendency published a press statement outlining the critique of the development of Cpi-M. It was signed by T. Nagi Reddy, D. V. Rao, Kola Venkata and Chandra Pulla Reddy. In total around 50% of the party cadres in Andhra Pradesh left the party to form the Andhra Pradesh Coordination Committee of Communist Revolutionaries, under the leadership of T. Nagi Reddy. Dismissal of United Front governments in West Bengal and Kerala. In November 1967, the West Bengal United Front government was dismissed by the central government. Initially the Indian National Congress formed a minority government led by Prafulla Chandra Ghosh, but that cabinet did not last long. Following the proclamation that the United Front government had been dislodged, a 48-hour hartal was effective throughout the state. After the fall of the Ghosh cabinet, the state was put under president's rule. Cpi-M launched agitations against the interventions of the central government in West Bengal. The 8th Party Congress of Cpi-M was held in Cochin, Kerala, on 23 December 29, 1968. On December 25, 1968, whilst the Congress was held, 42 Dalits were burned alive in the Tamil village of Kissavenmani. The massacre was a retaliation from landlords after Dalit labourers had taken part in a Cpi-M-led agitation for higher wages. The United Front government in Kerala was forced out of office in October 1969, as the CPI, RSP, KTP and Muslim League ministers resigned. EMS Namboodiripad handed in his resignation on October 24. A coalition government led by CPI leader C. Achutha Menon was formed, with the outside support of the Indian National Congress. Elections in West Bengal and Kerala. Fresh elections were held in West Bengal in 1969. Cpi-M contested 97 seats, and won 80. The party was now the largest in the West Bengal legislative. But with the active support of CPI and the Bangla Congress, Ajoy Mukherjee was returned as Chief Minister of the state. Mukherjee resigned on March 16, 1970, after a pact had been reached between CPI, Bangla Congress and the Indian National Congress against Cpi-M. Cpi-M strove to form a new government, instead but the central government put the state under president's rule. In Kerala fresh elections were held in 1970. Cpi-M contested 73 seats and won 29. After the election Achutha Menon formed a new ministry, including ministers from the Indian National Congress. Formation of Citu. Outbreak of war in East Pakistan. In 1971 Bangladesh declared its independence from Pakistan. The Pakistani military tried to quell the uprising. India intervened militarily and gave active backing to the Bangladeshi resistance. Millions of Bangladeshi refugees sought shelter in India, especially in West Bengal. At the time the radical sections of the Bangladeshi communist movement was divided into many factions. Whilst the pro-Soviet Communist Party of Bangladesh actively participated in the resistance struggle, the pro-China communist tendency found itself in a peculiar situation as China had sided with Pakistan in the war. In Calcutta, where many Bangladeshi leftists had sought refuge, Cpi-M worked to coordinate the efforts to create a new political organization. In the fall of 1971 three small groups, which were all hosted by the Cpi-M, came together to form the Bangladesh Communist Party. The new party became the sister party of Cpi-M in Bangladesh. Political ideology and stances. Article 6, Section 3 of the 2001 Constitution lays out certain positions as non-negotiable. Revolutionary vanguard of the working class of India. Its aim is socialism and communism through the establishment of the state of dictatorship of the proletariat. In all its activities the party is guided by the philosophy and principles of Marxism-Leninism, which shows to the toiling masses the correct way to the ending of exploitation of man by man, their complete emancipation. The party keeps high the banner of proletarian internationalism. The party is well known for its anti-globalization and anti-capitalist stance. Party organization. Cpi-M currently has 9 MPs in Lok Sabha. Cpi-M's highest tally was in 2004 when it got 5.66% of votes polled and it had 43 MPs. It won 42.31% on an average in the 69 seats it contested. It supported the new Indian National Congress-led United Progressive Alliance government, but without becoming a part of it. On July 9, 2008 it formally withdrew support from the UPA government, explaining this by differences about the Indo-US nuclear deal and the IAEA Safeguards Agreement in particular. In West Bengal and Tripura it participates in the Left Front. In Kerala the party is part of the Left Democratic Front. In Tamil Nadu it was part of the ruling Democratic Progressive Alliance led by the Dravida Muntra Kazhagam. However, it has since withdrawn support. Its members in Great Britain are in the Electoral Front Unity for Peace and Socialism with the Communist Party of Britain and the British domiciled sections of the Communist Party of Bangladesh and the Communist Party of Greece. It is standing 13 candidates in the London-wide list section of the London Assembly elections in May 2008. The structure: the Politburo, the Central Committee, State Committees, District Committees, Area Committees, Local Committees, Branch Committees. Membership. As of 2004, the party claimed a membership of 867,763. Leadership. The current General Secretary of Cpi-M is Prakash Karat. The 20th Party Congress of Cpi-M, held in Kozhikode 4–April 9, 2012 elected a Central Committee with 95 members including 6 invitees. The Central Committee later elected a 15-member Politburo: Prakash Karat, Sitram Yekari S. Ramachandran Pillai, Buddhad Bhattacharya, Manik Sarkar, Biman Bose, Pinarari Vijan K. Varadarajan, B. Veeragavula, Brinda Karat, Narottam Senator Kodayuri Balakrishnan, Sajikanta Mishra, M. A. Baby, A. K. Padme Naban. The 19th Congress saw the departure of the last 2 members of the Politburo who had been on the original Politburo in 1964, Harkishan Singh Sajit and Jyoti Basu. State Committee Secretaries: Andaman and Nicobar Islands, K. G. Das, Andhra Pradesh, P. Madhu, Assam, Uttar Barman, Bihar, Vijaykant Thakur, Chhattisgarh, M. K. Nandi, Delhi, P. M. S. Gruel, Goa, the Elman Pereira, Haryana, and Durjit Singh, Jharkhand, G. K. Bakshi, Karnataka, G. V. Sri Ram Reddy, Kerala Pinarari Vijan, Madhya Pradesh, Badal Saroj, Maharashtra, Firoz Ali Khan, Odisha, Janardhan Paiti, Punjab, Charan Singh Verdi, Rajasthan, Basud Sharma, Sikkim, Balram Adhikari, Tamil Nadu, G. Ramakrishnan, Telangana, T. Veerabhadram, Tripura, Bijnor, Uttarakhand, Vijay Rawat, Uttar Pradesh, S. P. Kashyap, West Bengal, Biman Bose, Himachal Pradesh, Rakesh Singh, Jammu and Kashmir Muhammad Yusuf Taragami, General Secretaries of Cpi-M, the principal mass organizations of Cpi-M, Democratic Youth Federation of India, Students' Federation of India, Centre of Indian Trade Unions Class Organisation, All India Kisan Sabha Peasants Organisation, All India Agricultural Workers Union, Kerala Non-Gazetted Officers Union, All India Democratic Women's Association, Bank Employees Federation of India, All India Lawyers Union. In Tripura, the Ganamukti Parishad is a major mass organisation amongst the tribal peoples of the state. In Kerala the Adivasi Kshema Samithi, a tribal organisation, is controlled by Cpi-M. State governments: as of 2011, Cpi-M heads the state government in Tripura. Manik Sarkar is a chief minister belonging to the party. In Tripura, the party has a majority of its own in the state assembly, but governs together with Left Front partners. Splits and offshoots. A large number of parties have been formed as a result of splits from the Cpi-M, such as Kamyunisṭ Pārṭī of India, Marxist Communist Party of India, Marxist Coordination Committee in Jharkhand, Janathipathiya Samrakshana Samithi, Communist Marxist Party and BTREMSAKG Janakla Avidi in Kerala, Party of Democratic Socialism in West Bengal, Janganotantrik Morcha in Tripura, the Rampala Group in Punjab, Odisha Communist Party in Odisha, Marxist Party in Tamil Nadu, etc. Elections. Lok Sabha elections, 1967 general election. In the 1967 Lok Sabha elections Cpi-M nominated 59 candidates. In total 19 of them were elected. the party received 6.2 million votes. By comparison, CPI won 23 seats and got 5.11% of the nationwide vote. In the state legislative elections held simultaneously, the Cpi-M emerged as a major party in Kerala and West Bengal. In Kerala, a united front government led by EMS Namboodiripad was formed. In West Bengal, Cpi-M was the main force behind the united front government formed. The chief ministership was given to Ajoy Mukherjee of the Bangla Congress. 1971 general election. With the backdrop of the Bangladesh War and the emerging role of Indira Gandhi as a populist national leader, the 1971 election to the Lok Sabha was held. Cpi-M contested 85 seats, and won in 25. In total the party mustered 7,510,089 votes. 20 of the seats came from West Bengal, 2 from Kerala, 2 from Tripura and 1 from Andhra Pradesh. In the same year, state legislative elections were held in 3 states: West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Odisha. In West Bengal, Cpi-M had 241 candidates, winning 113 seats. In total the party mustered 4,241,557 votes. In Tamil Nadu, Cpi-M contested 37 seats, but drew blank. The party got 259,298 votes. In Odisha the party contested 11 seats, and won in 2. The Cpi-M vote in the state was 52,785. 1977 general elections. In the 1977 Lok Sabha elections, the Cpi-M had fielded its candidates on 53 seats scattered around in 14 states and union territories of India. It won 4.29% of the average votes polled in this election. The party had won 17 seats from West Bengal, 3 from Maharashtra and 1 each from Orissa and Punjab. This election was done shortly after the emergency imposed by the Indira Gandhi and reflected a wide uproar of masses against her draconian rule. An coalition of opposition parties was formed against the Congress regime. Cpi-M too supported this coalition by not fielding its candidates against the Janata Party. 1980 general elections. Janata Party coalition did not last much, and 2 years after since its formation India had faced the 1980s Lok Sabha elections. This election saw an increase in the vote percentage of Cpi-M, and the party had bagged more seats than the previous elections. The party had contested elections in the 15 states and union territories of India, and fielded its candidates on 64 seats. The party had won 37 seats in total. It won 28 seats in West Bengal, 7 in Kerala, and 2 seats in Tripura. The party emerged out as the whole sole representative of the people of Tripura in this election. State Assembly elections, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s. In the 1977 election, the Cpi-M gained the majority in the Legislative Assembly of the state of West Bengal, defeating the Congress. Jyoti Basu became the Chief Minister of West Bengal, an office he held until his retirement in 2000. The Cpi-M held the majority in the West Bengal government continuously since 1977, which ended in 2011 election. The party also won in Tripura, winning 49 of the 60 seats. It has 3 MLAs in Rajasthan Assembly. In Bihar it has an alliance with Cpi-M-L, L and Cpi. It has 1 seat in Andhra Pradesh. In Tamil Nadu it has worked for Dalit causes. Now last assembly election held in Tamil Nadu it won 10 seats out of 12. Presidential elections, 2002 presidential elections. In the 2002 presidential elections, Left Front announced Captain Lakshmi Sehgal as its presidential candidate. Against her was the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party's candidate APJ Abdul Kalam. Cpi-M's leadership has announced that in form of Captain Lakshmi, they are fielding an alternative candidate. They said that though it is clear that Captain Lakshmi can't be the President of India because of the opposition of BJP-led NDA and Indian National Congress to her, but through this presidential election left wants to raise key national issues, and make them heard to the masses. Captain Lakshmi herself had pointed out that this presidential election reflects the opposition of the Indian left to the communal sectarian politics of BJP in solidarity with the religious minorities who have suffered a lot under the National Democratic Alliance's leadership. Captain Lakshmi Sehgal was an Indian freedom fighter who served as a commander in the Indian National Army of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. 2011 Assembly elections, the Cpi-M led coalitions lost the assembly elections in Kerala and West Bengal. In Kerala, Cpi-M led Left Democratic Front coalition with 68 seats lost to Indian National Congress-led United Democratic Front 72 seats in a neck-to-neck fought assembly elections. In West Bengal, Cpi-M alliance with 62 seats suffered a setback after 34 years of continuous rule, losing to Trinamool Congress Alliance's 226 seats. Its chief minister candidate, who is also an incumbent chief minister, Budhat Bhattacharjee, also lost from his Jadavur Assembly constituency. Cpi-M leader and former chief minister of Kerala, versus Achyuthanandan, has stated in a TV interview that Bengal defeat was because of the deviation from party policies and because of its anti-peasant line. Though party tried to correct the mistakes, is not effective enough to prevent the downturn. Former Cpi-M leader and prominent economist Ashok Mitra pointed out that the reason why Left Front got defeated in West Bengal is, among other things, the present state leaders deviated from communist policies and principles. There is a criticism that Budhat and Narottam Sen were working as corporate agents and was influenced by neoliberal policies. CAG had earlier stated in its report that by allocating land to Tata at a subsidized rate, West Bengal GOVT incurred losses to the public exchequer. Former minister and Cpi-M leader Abdul Razzaq Mullah blamed Politburo members Budhat Bhattacharjee and Narottam Sen for the Left Front debacle in the Bengal Assembly elections. WikiLeaks documents published in the Hindu newspaper revealed that Budhat had assured U.S. diplomats that if Cpi-M refused to approve neoliberal policies, the party would perish. According to media reports, Budhat rarely attended Politburo meeting. 2012 vice presidential election, while Cpi-M supported Pranab Mukherjee as presidential candidate, it is in favor of a non-Congress candidate for the post of the vice president. 2014 Lok Sabha election. 9 Cpi-M candidates were elected in the 2014 Indian general election, as well as 2 Cpi-M supported independents. See also, Kamyunisṭ Pārṭī of India, List of political parties in India, Politics of India, List of communist parties, Election results of Communist Party of India, Coordinating Committee of Communist Parties in Britain, List of communist parties in India, References. External links, Official website of Cpi-M.